Yo, everybody, welcome back to some more Attack on Titan. We're on episode 12 today. This episode is called Wound. We're still in the battle for Trost, and last episode we had a lot of really interesting stuff happen. Eren transformed and basically went AWOL. He punched Mikasa straight up in transformation mode. I'm assuming they'll probably try to retroactively explain that as Eren trying to transform into like a 15-meter Titan, or like a more taller, more bigger version of his Titan, and he basically became so big that he kind of lost control, as indicated by the green eyes that he had when he had transformed. Basically, he lost himself mentally. He basically pulled a Hulk, if you will, or I guess kind of pulled like an Ant-Man, and just turned so big that like he went into danger zone basically, and now he can't control the transformation. So that's really bad. The whole mission depends on Eren moving that boulder to block, or rather to plug up the hole in Wall Rose so that we can reclaim the area, and that's not going to be possible with Eren gone mentally basically. So I don't know how they'll figure that one out. I know that we have the elite squad, we have Mikasa, and we have Armin on the scene, and of course we have our amazing strategist and commander Pixis. So we have a lot of key players on the field that will be able to restrain Eren, I would assume, if necessary. The bigger problem right now is that at the moment it's just Mikasa and Eren, and Mikasa is the one that's in the most amount of danger because Eren is not going to stop himself from going all out because he can't mentally or rationally see Mikasa as anything other than an object to hit, and Mikasa's not going to go all out, not even close, when it comes to Eren, because obviously she doesn't want to hurt Eren. So she's going to fight in a very reserved manner, which is going to put her in danger. Mikasa fighting in a reserved manner is going to put her in danger, no question about it, and I'm sure somebody's going to come in to save her, but hopefully Eren doesn't like destroy any of our key players. Hopefully he doesn't destroy anybody, because that'd be quite a guilt trip that he would suffer through. But yeah, this is a kind of an unexpected scenario, and I don't really know the whole solution. The best that they could probably do is knock out Eren. Hopefully in doing so and like rendering him useless, maybe they can kind of get him to de-transform. I don't know if maybe like exhausting him, making him get exhausted, or kind of like weak in a way, or maybe just like trapping him in some kind of like, you know, some rope or something. I don't know, something to just stop him from moving and to hold him and restrain him long enough to figure out a way to get him back to normal, to see if maybe he can just retransform, but in a way that doesn't end up causing him to lose his mind and to lose his ability to control himself. So that's currently the situation. We got a little bit more information last episode as to, well, we had the elite fighters, or the elite squadrons, the elite squad that I mentioned. Those are interesting characters. They actually turn out to be kind of cool in their own way. They seem like they have a really cool energy and like a cool bond, which I was a little bit surprised of. I was actually hesitant to even trust them, because I was like, how cool and how good of people can they really be when they were under the command of Commander Woman? But like, I don't know, want to trust them. But even Pixis said it himself that these people, these three in particular, are the best. And mind you, he is one of the leading commanders who leads over the southern region, one of the four main regions, and the southern region being the most intense region because that's the one where Titans come through the most. Getting that kind of like recognition from Pixis, I feel like that means something in the grand scheme. So they must be really good at whatever it is they do. I would assume they're kind of specialists in taking out Titans and acting kind of with swiftness and with precision. So we might see that in the battlefield. We might see that on the battlefield a little bit. Some things that I'm like worried about is how the plan is going to get carried out, and whether or not we're going to be able to do what we want to do within the constraints that we have. Because right now there's a horde of Titans that are getting distracted on one end of the wall, and so long as they're getting distracted, Eren can do his thing. But obviously Eren is like out of control right now, so they're gonna have to regather some of their resources, right, some of their troops, and they're gonna have to send more people that way to deal with Eren. That might lead to some casualties, but more importantly, it might break the formation that they have right now, where they're distracting the Titans on this end. Maybe some of them might circle back because people are breaking formation. So that's a big issue, because it caused more casualties than expected, obviously. And yeah, it's a dangerous field right now. The whole battlefield it's exceptionally dangerous, and I feel like anybody who kind of decides to act in their own accordance, or if anything else in the plan like fails, however they try to adjust, it's gonna be tough, I feel. And I'm like, I fear that maybe one of our peeps might not make it through this, because we just have so many of our people involved in this situation, this whole plan. We have literally the 10 that graduated, we have our core trio, we have everybody. So this is it's a danger zone for all involved, and yeah, I I feel like we might see some people get hurt. In particular, this episode is called Wound. I mean, that is as foreboding and as forbearing as I think any other title could do. Like, wound sounds like, yeah, somebody's gonna get wounded, someone's gonna get hurt, there's gonna be a casualty of sorts, at least one, if not some, right? So yeah, and also this battle for Trost has been going on for quite a while. And again, I'm sure that they'll be able to plug up the wall, and with that, I will presume that after they plug up the wall, maybe not immediately after, but probably a few days after, Dot Pixis is going to aid the trio, is going to aid Eren, Armin, and Mikasa with Eren's current goal of getting back to his house so that he can unlock the basement and discover whatever it is that they need to discover. And who knows, maybe we might even get more information as to Eren's dad's whereabouts, where Dr. Jaeger is and what he's up to. Because if he's been gone for 5 years, I feel like he might be still alive. I don't know where though, but to be fair, if he knows about Titan DNA and how to transform people into Titans, I feel like he is sufficiently well knowledged in the world of Titans and how to deal with them to maneuver past them and to basically live out in the wilderness. That's just an assumption, but who knows? But yeah, we might get more information on that, and yeah, I'm ready. Let's see. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm sure it's gonna be killer. Let's check it out. Oh boy, let's see what happens.
とか、大部分の巨人を町の隅に集めることに成功しましたが、極力戦闘を避けたにもかかわらず、約2割の兵を失いました。
Already? Wait, we already lost troops?
死なせたのじゃ。
Damn.
今こそ人類存亡の瀬戸際。人類が生きながらえるためならわしは殺戮。
You know, he's real. Oh damn! Bro. He's gone. Look at that. Mikasa can't talk to him. That's a cool pose. That almost looks like a sumo or like a warrior one.
私がわからないの。私はミカサ。あなたの家族。あなたはあの岩で穴を塞がなくてはならない。
Oh, damn. She's trying hard. Whoa, the fact that he punched himself does not mean that he just went berserk mode. His IQ went down. Yeah. What the hell? Oh, 10 meter and a 6 meter. It would be wisest to leave. Y'all gonna have to deal with Mikasa first though. Is Ian scared of Mikasa? What was that look? What the heck? Smoke is a sign of, yeah, the mission is failing. Armin. Wait, where's he going? See, I knew it. Armin's gonna get in there, bro. This is his baby right now. Right.
死んでいった兵を無駄死にさせんために生ある限りあがき通すことじゃ。
Damn right. I do like how some of the people in the core. You can't swing.
もう置いてはいけない。
Right.
作戦を変える。イエーガーを回収するまで彼を巨人から守る。彼は人類にとって貴重な可能性だ。
Yeah. You gotta protect him.
そう回収してまた似たようなことを繰り返すっての？
そうだ。何人死のうと何度だって挑戦すべきだ。
That might cause them to fight between each other. Right there. Armor will fix the brains. Come on.
大丈夫だ。きっとエレンならやるさ。巨人を町の隅に集めるなんて。
Why? It's a good distraction.
必ず消耗戦になる。
Yeah.
今の段階で。
Of course.
るべきことはこれしかないんだ。
Where are the other like professionals that can easily handle titans like that?
とは正しいと思う。必死にあがいて人間様の恐ろしさを思い知らせてやる。犬死になんて納得できないからね。
Okay. I don't understand why she's like so against it.
ありがとうございます。いや、
かも。礼には及ばない。お前が何をやり出すか分かったもんじゃないから肝を冷やしたが。方がお前の力が発揮されるだろう。
はい。
Well, you Damn, it
恋
cost
人を
him
守
10
るためだからな。
all by himself.
家族です
No way. Is the anime actually trying to say that there is like a relationship going? What?
破損した部分が修復されてない。以前の損傷が原因、元の姿に戻れる保証
Scary
は。
thought. But is regeneration limited? Like, does he have to rest? Armin will figure something out. I'm sure.
あれ
Oh wait.
俺は今何をしているんだ、座ってるのか
Is he regaining consciousness? He's kind of like in like a forced dream of sorts. He's kind of stuck in a kind of hallucinatory.
何をしているんだエレン。
いいか、とに
Or like a REM sleep.
それだけに集中して十分に引きつけろ。
Looks like
わかるな。
straight up just looks like
お前たちが交戦する必要はない。
yeah, you don't need to fight.
訓練生は3人1組になり地上を走る。
Yo, this guy's hair though.
した場合は自己判断で動いても構いませんか。
That's a great question.
それでどうにかなるならな。キルした違反。行け。はい。
That guy has like Chad's hair from Bleach. Damn.
まずいぞ。
Look at the face. He's like smiling.
ここで食い止めるぞ。了解。
いくら
But a lot of work to save him to keep Eren alive. Really do. The whole place is like monkey bar.
そんな
It's like a playground.
なぜこんなに巨人が。人間の数は少ないのに、まさかエレンに引き。
What? You think Eren is drawing them in?
手はどうなった？アルミ、エレンはどうなっているんだ？危険だから離れて。その巨人にはエレンの意志が反映されてない。私が話しかけ。
Oh, if they see Eren as food,
作戦
and
は
he's like
失敗した。
vulnerable now.
エレンも
He's essentially a big piece of meat. That's the plan.
後頭部からうなじにかけて 縦1メートル。
Oh, he's
You
gonna
could just-
carefully. Okay, he's gonna carefully bring him out.
それは巨人の本質的な謎とおそらく無関係じゃない。大丈夫。真ん中さえ避ければ。
Look inside of the necks to see what they were cutting.
だけだ！アルミ！
Damn, Harmon is brave. That's insane. I agree with you.
今自分にできることをやるんだ。
This is an interesting
ミクサが行けば助かる命があるだろう。エレンは僕に任せていくんだ。
Usually he's more conservative in his strategies, but this one is pretty bold. I wonder if maybe it's kind of like a little bit of a symbiote where the Titan mind starts to take over. In the flashback, we had the thing of like, oh, you'll learn from their memories.
何言ってんだアルミ。
That's insane. He really is in like a lucid dream of sorts.
ここで終わってし
On a side note, he looks pretty sick with that on. I don't know why. It looks kind of cool. He looks like a villain of sorts, but no, not this man.
いやでも
He's here.
自己判断で動くしかないね。
No. That's crazy how he's the first one to get caught. That's crazy. No.
やっとくたばったかクソ野郎。
How much experience do these guys even really have?
アッカーマン戻りました。三度班に合流します。
Yo, Connie.
俺
John.
じゃあ早く行け。
John. is a team player. He's a
俺のせいで誰かが死ぬのはもうごめんだ
Hey, he's taking accountability. He's taking accountability. Oh, he's getting ready. Wait.
こんな時に故障か
Oh, he got jammed. Bro, remember when I said, like, in training, they'd never experienced it before in, like...
どうしたんだなんで立体起動装置を使わねえんだ
But clearly can't.
まさか故障してんのか
Come on, Connie. You gotta get back in there and save him, bro. Cannot let him die. Oh, hey, we're going inside like somebody's house. Oh, this is cool. Oh, the new set of gears. The new gear that is not broken. That right there is a salvation.
とか
Look
なんのかよ
how big that head is. Looks like a bobblehead. Damn, they're why do all the Titans like smile? Like really,
エレン
僕たちはいつか
really trying.
外の世界を探検
He has to hit him with the emotions and it's such a cool.
僕の父さんや母さんが行こうとしていた世界
Yeah,
だ
imagine if you didn't know anything about the world, you only read about it and saw pictures. It's more
忘れたのか
It sounds like a story, like a really cool story.
なったのは僕を調査兵団に行かせたくなかったからだろう
外の世界
I feel like Eren wanted to protect Armin, and he also kind of wants to protect.
壁から一歩外に出れば母さんのように無残な死に方をするかもしれないのに
Of course he's afraid.
どうしてエレンは
He's gonna turn around.
どうしてだって
That's the answer.
そんなの決まってんだろ
That looks creepy there. They look creepy there too. Oh my gosh, yo, that was a really cool sequence. What? That was really cool. He was like slowly like reclaiming his control through sheer will. That was dope. What the heck? Wow. Damn. I feel like he's gonna he's gonna reclaim his sense of self and his control over the body, and then I guess we'll move the boulder now. That seems to be, I guess, in line with the very next action once he takes back control. I think it's cool that Armin is the one to bring Eren out from this haze, this mental mode of being stuck. It's cool, and I think it was really I see now in hindsight what he tried to do when he made the stab. It was kind of not a good idea in like any kind of way. It turned into like it's like when magicians like poke a knife or a sword through the box to be like, yeah, no, I didn't get them. In this case, I think he did graze Eren. He could have easily cut his arm off. I think he should have probably like cut, but like near, like maybe a little bit more off. In any case, I see that he was trying to shake up Eren's mind basically in that moment so that he could take him out by using pain as a way to bring him out. It didn't seem to work all that well, but the pain was, I guess, part of the process of taking him out, at least getting him out of his mind and getting unstuck from his head. And then he started talking to him, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, we had the elite squad didn't really seem to do much so far. I mean, they have a plan, and I think it's really cool that they're sticking to their plan. And yeah, I would say it makes sense why Dot Pixis was like, I trust Ian out of you three, despite the fact that you three are like the best soldiers. They're not really giving that type of energy right now. Honestly, Mikasa is giving way more of that energy of being like prepared on the battlefield. These guys are acting like they're newbies. They look scared. I don't know how much experience they actually do have, but I don't know. But I see that Ian definitely is like the one that's most prepared in a mental sense when it comes to getting the job done, getting the mission completed, and sticking through. You know, a sort of like a mental, you know, just a framework and a mental mode that he seems to have of perseverance and of pushing through. And I do like the little interaction that he had with his other team members, with the other two from the squad, because yeah, they were like doubting Eren, they were doubting him even. But if you think about it, like what else could they do? Like, they can't do anything else. This is the final plan. If they cannot recover Wall Rose, then they'll have to abandon it. Everybody will flood into Walsina, the last wall, and it's just too small to be able to house everybody. So the population is going to get cold even more. It's going to get brought down even further just on the basis of like rations and food availability and housing, etc., etc. So they're not going to be able to like take care of all those people, and that may very well be it for humanity if they end up in Walsina. They lose tons of people, and now they're the most vulnerable that they will ever be to another attack that will effectively wipe out all of them. So I feel like this is a necessity. They cannot decide to like recoup their losses and retreat or just give up on the mission, because there is no other mission. There's nothing, you know what I mean? Yeah, that I was still thinking about like the Titans, the designs. That one with the bobblehead. What is that? Oh man, I'm telling you right now, I feel like the person who made Attack on Titan, in particular, who drew all the characters and everything, I feel like they knew that the subject matter was so heavy that they needed some kind of levity in the most unforeseen of places, or in the most obvious of places. And I guess in the Titans, effectively, is where you get that little bit of that comedic relief and that goofiness when you see the designs, when you see how they react. It kind of teeters between like absurdity, and then almost like a dark comedy, just when you see them basically acting like some kind of horror monster from H.P. Lovecraft's book or something. But yeah, this episode was pretty. This was good. This is good. Our boy John is out on the streets, running, hiding. Not sure if he's gonna make it or not. I think he will. If anything, the fact that Connie and Annie, we had that brief moment where we saw them acknowledge that they saw John, I feel like they'll probably go in and try to like rescue him, or at least distract a Titan long enough so they grab them into gear, and with that they just escape and they can kind of like pull back. For next episode, we're gonna see Eren reclaim control. We're gonna see him move the boulder into the location where it needs to go so that we can recover Wall Rose. And I think, there would be like a special moment, I think, between Eren and Armin, just on the basis of like that conversation that they had right then and there in this episode. I think it'd be really cool just afterwards to acknowledge it, for Eren to be like, hey Armin, thank you, and you're always there. And guys, I called it when I said that the problem would go awry. In particular, I said that when Eren was gonna punch Mikasa, when they were gonna start duking it out, Armin was gonna get in there and he's gonna be like, I gotta deal with it, I gotta fix it. But to be fair, he didn't go into the battlefield for that reason, but still he went in because the mission went awry, and they had the flares that they shot to indicate that the mission was not going bueno. And immediately Armin's like, let me get in there, because he felt a sense of guilt. I feel like that's another through line that we're seeing for a lot of these characters, is that they do things out of a sort of obligation, a mental obligation in terms of how they feel or how they'll end up feeling if they don't do the things that they need to do, or that they feel they need to do. We're seeing it with Dot Pixis. He is kind of shouldering all of the weight of this mission in an attempt to save all humanity. And so he even had that moment where he said the thing of like, if I am gonna be, drawn or depicted as a murderer, that's fine by me. I'm gonna stand my ground and I'm gonna do what I need to do, even if we need to sacrifice, everybody. No matter how many lives we need to sacrifice, no matter if I get depicted as a murderer or I get painted as an evil dictator or commander or whatever the hell, he wants to see it through. And again, I like his character because he is so multifaceted. He has that levity and that the silliness of being like not so serious sometimes and just like messing with people and being eccentric by nature. But he also has that like commanding, unwavering, strong personality and his ability to remain steady on the battlefield, and when he's commanding, when he's leading, to be a strong leader. I think that's dope. He's a cool character. The total opposite to Wellman, FYI. So yeah, I'm really happy that they kind of introduced that character. And again, we're seeing that a little bit with everybody else when it comes to getting their part of the mission done and doing what they can for the benefit of everybody else, for the benefit of the mission, for humanity, for everything that is involved, all the stakes, all the chips. So yeah, I'm really happy with this episode, and I'm sure that next episode we're gonna have a ball with Eren reclaiming his abilities and then just like going to town with all these Titans that seem to be coming in. I think also that one piece, that one part where Mikasa thought like, oh, maybe it's Eren who's actually attracting all of these Titans, it got me thinking. And that's why I said the thing of like, well, maybe Eren is like a big piece of meat essentially, because if they see Eren as a traitor, then they will engage in what they did before, which was cannibalism. And if he's just a big piece of meat, then my god, that must be like a billboard sign basically to them, to be like, hey, get over here, because he is rendered useless. He can't control himself. He's literally laying on the ground and you can just come up and eat. That sounds like heaven to them, I'd assume. So I think that's maybe what Mikasa was talking about when she said that Eren is attracting them. Otherwise, I don't really know what else. Also maybe the sound. That's another possibility, because he did get stabbed, screamed, and then he was also fighting with Mikasa. So all of that in tandem with, you know, the fact that he is a big piece of meat to them and is food for them. The fact that he was making so much noise and was being so like rowdy, that probably brought even more attention that way. So yeah, I think the mission is not a wash at all, but we're probably gonna see more casualties, or much more casualties, in the next episode. The fact that I said casualties right there made me think of the guy with the haircut. Why did he have to die, dude? He looked cool. I like his design. Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode. So man, that was fun.